This is what a normal access point looks like. We have an access point with a SSID called star Wi-Fi, and we have a user. There can be more than one user connected to this star Wi-Fi access point. And then here comes the attacker. The attacker will create another access point, a fake access point with the same name as this access point, and call it star Wi-Fi. Next, the hacker will then temporarily disconnect the user from the star Wi-Fi in order to capture the handshake. The handshake is the 4 packets which are transferred between the user and the access point when trying to reconnect. And the reason why the hacker will need to capture the handshake is so that he will be able to later on trick the user to give the password to the hacker, and when the hacker receives the password or the Wi-Fi key, the hacker will then be able to check whether the Wi-Fi key is correct, and he will check it by using the handshake. Next step, once the handshake is being captured, the hacker will then permanently disconnect the user from the Wi-Fi, from the star Wi-Fi. The user will then have no option but to connect to the fake access point known as star Wi-Fi. After the user has connected to star Wi-Fi, the user will not be able to surf to any website. Any URL which he enters, he will receive this website, prompting the user to key in the Wi-Fi key. Now this kind of website is called a captive portal. The user might deliberately enter a wrong Wi-Fi key. So that is why the handshake is important. Using the handshake that is captured earlier, the hacker will then be able to verify the password. If the password key that is given is wrong, then the user will be informed that he has entered a wrong key and will be prompted to re-enter the correct key. So, in this way, eventually, the user has no alternative but to enter the correct key. The reason being, if he does not enter the correct key, he will never be able to get access to the internet again. So this is the theory behind the Evil Twin attack. The Evil Twin attack does not require any kind of brute force or cracking of any kind of password. So the Evil Twin attack is a social engineering attack because it is tricking the user into connecting to the fake access point, and then also to trick the user into entering the Wi-Fi key. Now the reason why this will work is because a user will not know that this is a fake access point, because he might think that his access point is having some kind of fault, and therefore there are 2 access points with the same name. So the casual user will then trust this fake access point, thinking that it is a glitch in his access point. And when he tries to surf the net and sees this, he will think that this is part of the real website that comes from his access point, asking him to reconfirm the key and so on. So he will therefore trust that this is coming from his access point. Now this kind of attack can be done not only with any fake access point, it can also be done in any of the public locations where people surf the internet. For example, in the hotels, airports, or cafes, where there is Wi-Fi sharing. So in those cases, you need not even have to disconnect the user from the access point, or don't even have to capture the handshake. So in those cases, you can just directly just put up a fake access point, and people will connect to it thinking that it is part of the cafe or airport or hotel's Wi-Fi. In this course, we will be doing the practical session based on the concept which we will see here, which is to capture the handshake and then forcing the user to connect to the fake access point, and then giving a fake page prompting the user to enter the Wi-Fi key and comparing with the handshake. So this is what we will be doing in the later chapter. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching.